Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Charles Sabans. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got an excellent show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So today we got a good one for you guys. As you guys know, Michael Jordan, one of the things that he always stressed is, playing for the love of the game. Playing for the love of the game. Loving the sport, the essence of it. Jordan also complained over 10 years ago that if you give some of these guys a lot of money very fast, the love may not be there because in the minds of many of them, they have already reached the finish line. And I think it's also important that I say that we're not going to kid ourselves and act like the things that we don't do it because we want to make money. That's not what we're saying, right? Obviously everybody wants to make money doing what they do, and they want to maximize the amount of money you can make, right? You want to maximize your potential. Certainly I do, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well. But the thing is, when you are passionate about the thing that you're doing, there's certain things you will do and there's certain things you won't do, right? And you give maximum effort almost all the time. In the case of a lot of these guys, you can kind of see that it's more about what the sport gives you than the passion of the sport. And a lot of that can be seen through the advent of load management. Some NBA players have already kind of given up the game, right? The first part is you load manage to elongate your career. So you play less games in a season. You keep doing that. You take less of a toll on your body. You can extend your career. That's one thing. But then the sick part about it is you sign a contract to pay yourself 82 for 82 games. You play less, but then collect the full contract, right? And when players complain about how long the season is, they're like, well, okay, well, let's lower the games. Nobody wants to lower the games because if you decrease the games, you decrease the revenue, right? So it's a game that they're playing with fans. And then the people that ultimately get the short end of the stick are the NBA fans and the paying customers, right? So Byron Scott was talking about this just the other day. And he was calling out players who play for money instead of the love of the game, like players like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. But before we even get into what Byron had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. The playoff push is heating up, tournament hoops are here, and there's no better time to make your picks on PrizePicks. Every bucket, every dime, every win means more when you're right. And here's what got me excited. PrizePicks now has team picks. So on top of all the player picks you already love, you can now pick game winners, spreads, and totals too. I've been using it and honestly have no idea why I waited so long. I made my first team pick on a basketball game the other night, and it made watching so much more fun. The best part, you can even pick who's going to cut down the nets in a few weeks or who's winning it all this summer. All right in the same PrizePicks app. And team picks are available in 35 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Washington. If you're right on your picks, you cash in. It's that simple. Download the PrizePicks app today and pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoffs rolls on. And get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when you use code CLNS. That's code CLNS to get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, so what we want to do is we're going to play what Byron Scott had to say about these guys that do this, and then we're going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what Byron Scott had to say here.
Gentlemen, we're going to start with Scottie Pippen. So Scottie Pippen basically said, you can't make players play nowadays. What's your guys' take on that?
Scottie's right.
Yeah.
These guys.
Captain.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely right. You can't make them play. Again, we go back to, you play this game, well, hopefully, you play this game because you love to play.
Yeah.
You love competition. These guys, a lot of them, and I can't say everybody, OP, but a lot of these guys play for the bag. They want to get paid, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But as far as, we always kind of sit out to say, listen, there's 82 games of the season. We know we're not going to play all the preseason games and stuff like that, but you're going to play most of them. But you want to play 82 games.
Yeah.
That was a goal every year is to play 82 games. That's what you get paid for, right? So when Scotty said that the other day, I was like, yeah, he telling the truth. He right. You can't force them to play. Most of them don't want to play. And when they do play, they want to play because they getting paid. You know, they want their money.
So has the players gained too much control at OP?
They've had control ever since LeBron went to Miami. He basically gave them the blueprint of taking control over the league. And the Players Association negotiated so many different things. In particular, training camps and the time you can have on the floor.
Absolutely.
You know, teams are limited now. We used to do 2 days, 4 hours, 3-4 hours.
I'm talking about 3 hours a day. 3 hours of practice.
Yeah, 3 hours of full
So
practice.
you 6-7 hours a day.
Can't do that no more. You have it for like 2.5, whatever it is, and that's it.
It's
you better
hours.
make it count.
Yeah, it's 3 hours.
So let's get back to the 82 game thing. Like Byron said, yes, all of us set out to play all 82 games. That was the goal.
Yeah.
But also we knew if we sat out for any extended period of time, there was a dude right back
behind
there
your ass waiting to take your spot.
ready to slap you upside your head and take your spot. Automatic.
But it's not like that today.
It's not like that anymore. These guys sit out, come back, they starters, they sit out. Everybody's playing 50 games, like they said, and getting paid for 82. You know, we had a thing called, and it was, I think it was Michael Jordan, the love of the game clause that he put in there. He could do whatever he wants because no matter what, it's the love of the game. There's no such thing anymore as the love of the game. It's the love of the bag. That's it.
No, you're right. But let's go back to the love of the game part, though. And MJ wanted that in his clause because if he went driving around and he saw a playground and he wanted the ball, he'd get out and go ball.
Grab his sneakers out the back of the car.
Get out and go ball because he loved the game. And he was watching these guys playing and they were playing with that passion and that enthusiasm and that competition that we all talk about.
We all did that.
Yeah,
we played rec league. We went out. I used to go, when I lived in Seattle, I'd go to UW, University of Washington, and run. We just wanted to be on the floor and play.
And you ran with college students.
Kids,
it didn't matter.
Yeah,
it was being on the floor.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you heard what Byron had to say. I think he's 100% on the money. And as you heard him say, and Olin Polinis, they said, there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money, but don't cheat the game. Don't cheat the fans. Maximize your effort. And we don't see enough of that. We also have seen this mentality manifest itself in, for example, All-Star Weekend. Players are more they don't care about kind of playing hard in the game or participating in a slam dunk contest. The only thing that players do now is just do the 3-point contest, which requires the least amount of physical strain on your body. The rest of it, I mean, although last All-Star game they kind of picked up the intensity, the rest of it has just been a showcase, right? Where guys just go in there, they just go out there and go through the motions. And you see a lot of guys low managing left and right. And the saddest part about this is, and I wish that Byron Scott had pointed this out, you also got to point the finger at Adam Silver. Because Adam Silver was the one that was supporting this pseudoscience and saying, oh, it helps the players and all of this and blah, blah, blah. It was nonsense. And then he later on came out and admitted it was nonsense that the science didn't. Of course it didn't. But we knew that you ought to have known better. So as we're blaming the players, also blame the commissioner because he supported a lot of this nonsense. And a lot of the things that go on in this NBA are happening under his watch, under his stewardship. We can't let Commissioner Adam Silver just kind of escape blame here. He's part of the problem. And I'm not the only one that's complained about it. A lot of other voices in sports media have pointed the fingers in his direction. And it's the bloody truth. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show and I'm out. Peace.